Hi, my name's Eli, and welcome to Artopia. On this week's episode, we've been given the opportunity to look at some of the local learning facilities that are available within the creative arts sector. We'll be hearing about some of the programs that the University of Southern Queensland offers on the Toowoomba and Springfield campuses as a part of the School of Creative Arts, and we'll also be speaking to a very special guest here in studio with us. That's coming up on Artopia.
Hi, I'm Grace, and today I'm talking to a very special and very on-theme guest. Not only is he a current music student within USQ School of Creative Arts, but he's also a very talented guitarist and songwriter. Sebastian, it is great to have you with us today.
It's great to be here, thank you.
Awesome. Now take us back to the beginning. How did you get into guitar and how old were you?
Well, I was about 12 years old when I discovered a video of Guns N' Roses and Slash was playing a solo and I was like, man, I want to be just like him.
Yep.
And then, so for my 13th birthday, I got a guitar for a birthday present.
Awesome. And then from there, where would you say that your biggest influences came from?
Well, at that time, my biggest influence was most definitely my grandfather, because he taught me everything he knew on like classical Spanish music. But for right now, my biggest influence is probably the band Death.
Okay, cool.
The way that the music is written, it's really good, I reckon.
And what genre is Death?
Death metal.
Death metal, obviously, right. Okay, makes sense. So that's a really big difference between, you said your grandfather played Spanish.
Yeah.
And then Spanish, what was it, sorry?
Classical Spanish music.
Classical Spanish, and then moving on to death metal. That's a big jump. What made you do that big jump?
Well, I discovered the band Metallica, and then it just progressed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Went down that rabbit hole. So for those who haven't heard your music, haven't had the pleasure of it, how would you describe it?
Well, I write death metal music, which is very fast and aggressive, and it covers a lot of, I write about real world issues, and not, I don't write stories. And I also write surf rock music.
Okay, cool. And which one out of death metal or surf rock is your kind of favourite?
Oh, my favourite is most likely the metal stuff, but I do enjoy playing the surf rock stuff as well, because it's just a change of pace.
Yeah. Is that like Aussie rock?
Kind of. It's more like, I don't know, it's sort of like alternative music with like a bit of jazz in it. Okay,
cool. I'll have to check it out. So if you could collaborate with anyone on either one of those genres, who would it be?
Oh, most definitely Vacations. They're an Australian band from Newcastle. They do, it's like woozy pop stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, they're really cool.
Cool. And then what's your biggest highlight that you've had so far in your career?
Biggest highlight so far would definitely be, we did a live stream last year for my uni class. We all played our own original music. That was really fun. And I also won a Rising Stars competition back in high school.
And what did that kind of do for you?
Got me a new guitar because I won $250.
Awesome. Yeah. And now you've just been in a show with USQ. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Well, so last year we were trying to play live performances to an audience, but because of COVID, it just didn't work out. So it was about time that we played something. But yeah, it went really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And were they all original songs?
No. So these were just songs about time.
Okay.
So I played Time by Pink Floyd.
Oh, awesome. That's such a good song. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, Sebastian. It has been great to talk to you. Now we've had the opportunity to hear from some incredible staff members from USQ about some of the programs, facilities and opportunities that they offer within the School of Creative Arts. Let's check it out.
So I started in the media industry and have worked for the last 40 years in the business. And then here it was starting with USQ as the initial lecturer in television and radio. So we started and birthed that program at the university, and so that's been now some 15 years on. I love the immediacy of live broadcast, be it television or radio. I think it's that spontaneity about the industry, particularly in radio, where it's, even though it's now a bit of a cliche when we say live and local, it is so important because it connects with the local community, and we get a deep sense of what matters to that community, what they want to talk about. And television, in a very similar way, tells the stories, shares the stories, and is a voice for that local community. A lot of practical work is happening within the TV and radio, and I think that's really important because a student demonstrates their knowledge theoretically in their practice. And so, being able to be hands on the tools and demonstrate their ability to do that is vitally important, because that translates then into industry. And industry both knows what we do and respects what we do, because it means when you leave here, you're ready to work.
My name's Janet Alison McDonald, and I'm an associate professor in, I'm just an associate professor in creative arts, but I look after theatre. I have been the theatre convener up until early this year, and before that I was the head of School of Creative Arts, and I've always been engaged with the learning and teaching aspects of what we do in creative arts. So I'm probably one of those people who don't really have a practice anymore. I don't act anymore. I don't write plays. I don't do anything theatrical in that way, except for my teaching. I'd say that teaching has been the best acting job I've ever had. We have a sort of an equal bent on practice and theoretical courses inside the drama majors. There's 2 majors, there's one in acting and there's one in theatre making. But those courses have a particular, probably about 4 to 6 what we call dramatic literature courses, so that they need to learn plays and how to write scenes and how to understand how tension works and understand what characters are doing and characters are saying. So dramatic literature is a really important part of theatrical training, because good actors and good theatre makers need to know how to read. The other work that most of the students do is very practical, so everything from voice training to movement training to dramatic analysis training to putting on performances to writing their own material to working with communities and using theatre as a way to engage community, a sense of community or communities in talking about issues. So we do a lot of stuff around political theatre as well as educational theatre, and a lot of practice in theatre making and theatre production as well.
Thank you so much to Ashley Jones and Janet McDonald. We love to see your passion for our industry. I'm going to throw it back over to Eli, who has some information about some USQ events that are coming up.
Thanks, Grace. If you're a Year 10 to 12 student and are interested in a career in creative arts, you can register to attend one of USQ's Experience Days, which are happening from the 21st to the 23rd of June. Or you can attend an open day event, which will be held across all 3 USQ campuses from the 14th to the 21st of August. You can visit usq.edu.au/events to find out more or to discover other events happening at USQ. Back to you, Grace.
Thanks for that, Eli. Unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of our show for this week. If you'd like to check in with us, please go to our Facebook and Instagram pages, where you can watch all of our new episodes for behind the scenes and the episodes. But until next week, it's goodbye from us. Have a great week, and we will see you on the next episode of Artopia.